The NZB yearling sales, February 18 to 21. They're coming around very, very quickly. John Stiven joins me from, well, Arden Lodge and also Southern Red. Welcome, John.
Welcome, Paul. Thanks very much for getting in touch this morning.
It is. It's a Sunday morning and we are doing this pre-record, and modern technology has been a marvel for us, but we're away, John. That's the best part, mate.
Well, it is. It's been a great night of racing in Australia, and we were watching and you were there, and here we are now. The show moves on.
It does indeed, rightio. So we're here to promote, well, we're here to have a bit of a chat, but the main reason we're here is to promote, I suppose, the Diamond Creek Classic, but also some of the Carats, which is a good little way of putting it. The golden Carats, if you like, are the diamond Carats that are offered up for Southern Red horses through the NZB sale. Pretty unique incentives here, John. Just touching on it, I read it as two $5,000 bonuses, but effectively there are two if you are Southern Red, and then if you are a Diamond Creek side stallion, I suppose, is the best way of putting it as well.
Correct. Yeah, we've listed the stallions that are Diamond Creek stallions, and if the yearling has been through the NZB sale under the SBSR banner, there's two. There's the SBSR $5,000 bonus if you've been through the ring and you win the race, it goes to the owner, and the added carrot is if you're a Diamond Creek side horse, like the down by the seaside, and those horses that are Diamond Creek eligible.
And before we get on to those ones there, this is the way it works. That if you win the Diamond Creek Classic and you're an SBSR raised horse, and the Diamond Creek Classic is obviously at Invercargill, but if you are a SBSR eligible horse, you'll get $5,000. Then if the horse is by Diamond Creek, and we will run through those horses in a sec, you'll get an additional $5,000 bonus on top. So it's $10,000 worth of bonuses if you can win the Classic, reared by Southern Red, and bred by Diamond Creek Stallions.
$10,000 worth of carrots, the diamond carrot, and we've built this race up from 10 years ago. Lazarus won the first race that was the Diamond Creek Classic for a start. The race was born from SBSR lifting it from a club race, which was 10,000. We got it 12, and then we got it 13.5. Diamond Creek came on board. Adam Bowden visited us back in the day when he had a rock and roll dance for his first year in New Zealand, and we just got chatting about the possibilities of his advertising in New Zealand. And so one thing led to another, and he offered us services to a rock and roll dance that year to sell amongst the SBSR group down here, and that raised the money to initially up that stake, and then he offered us a couple of sweet luge services. And so over those years, the first 5 years, he was pretty keen to get it to a $50,000 race, and so that was the goal for our group to work on. We worked in conjunction with the Invercargill Club. We worked in conjunction with Southern Harness and also the studs, Alabar, Nevelier, and Woodlands, and they've all been very supportive of the whole thing. And now, as that unfolded, we then worked with HRNZ, and it became a Group 3 race. That in time lifted to a Group 2, and now this year, for the first time, it's a Group 1 race. And so a Group 1 race for 2-year-olds in Southland for $110,000 between SBSR and Diamond Creek, we've managed to put on these two these two carrots of $5,000 each. So it's pretty exciting times for the group and for Southland and for New Zealand Harness.
I think for harness in general as well. I think to be growing it the way it is, like you said there, it's of $110,000. So well done, and Harness Racing New Zealand and everyone pushing in the same direction to get these races. You got a Group 1, so for fillies, hugely exciting. But then of course for the locals, if they breed a Group 1 winner, imagine breeding a Group 1 winner on your back doorstep. It's a huge result for anyone that way. And then to have these carrots on top. So $5,000 cash, and then a $5,000 carrot for one. And then if you're lucky enough to be bred by the Diamond Creek roster, horse off that roster, it's huge incentive. It's massive, isn't it?
Well, I think so, and all the horses are eligible to the race. You can be a filly, you can be a colt, you can be a gelding, you can be through the sales, you can be through the breeding barn, you could be a homebred that's been kept on purpose to race. You can still race in it, but you've got these carrots hanging off it for the ones that have gone through the ring and the Diamond Creek Stallion.
And the stallions, they're it's not like it's one or two stallions and they'll be hard to find. I'm just trying to get the whole list of them here, but I know most of them. Always Be Mickey, Captain Crunch,
Yeah.
Sweet Lou,
Yeah.
Down by the Seaside, Better's Wish, Tactical Landing. I'm in trouble now, John. You're going to have to help me out with. Actually, I've got a couple coming in. Creatine is another one that's on their roster. Father Patrick. So I didn't go too bad. That was probably the one I did forget. Yeah. So
probably the trotters aren't going to front up, but they're Diamond Creek horses, and who knows? Like there's been places where trotters before and vice versa. So
yep,
they'll still be, if they're in the race, they've still got a chance. And if they want to trot and beat the paces, well, so be it.
Yep, that's exactly what they want to trot. But yeah, you're right. The other part of that is that some don't trot, so they will actually go the other way with them. So yeah, huge. Well done. The association with Diamond Creek. How has that come about, John?
Oh, it's probably come about from a visit that Mark O'Connor, Brent McIntyre, and myself had about 11 or 12 years ago. We got in touch with Adam at Diamond Creek and said that we were three keen New Zealand breeders that are going over there for a look around, and would it be okay to visit? And he welcomed us, and we just got along well with him straight away. And he came out that year with a rock and roll dance, and it's all just led from there. We've just kept in touch, and it's a pretty good relationship. We had a heck of a good time when we went on the Harness Link tour with the Diamond Creek people. They looked after us really well, and it just took things to another level. Yeah, we all scored a Down by the Seaside t-shirt. So,
Before we get to that, the first influx to come to Australia was a rock and roll dance. He just continues to leave winners. I know he's at Somerset Farms now. He just continues to leave winners right across the board. But just a pretty important update, really, with him, with the two new boys on their roster, Cannibal and Confederate. They're both out of a rock and roll dance mares by Sweet Lou. So two of the best 3-year-olds we saw last year, well, definitely one was the best, and the other one was, probably second, equals second best horse chasing him home. And they're bred by this stallion that started this relationship completely off.
Quite amazing, really. A rock and roll dance went through the doldrums here a bit with the buyers not liking them, and then the breeders go off and the buyers don't like them, and he's had a bit of a hard road. But man, he's just leaving winners all over Australia and New Zealand every week at the moment, and those horses in America, we got to see firsthand Confederate, and wow, he's unbelievable. So he'll be eligible to the following Carat once he starts serving mares here. Hopefully, we're going to get his semen down this year or himself, and yeah, we'll be keen to go to Confederate.
Yep, absolutely, and that's. I mean, I might get Adam on once all those deals are finalised and just see where these horses are. I know there's a lot of posturing between people trying to get, these horses at their studs, and rightfully so. The commitment of Diamond Creek to Australian harness racing is immense. Like obviously what he's doing with SBSR, but also what they're doing with a lot of the studs and positioning these world-class stallions down under for us to be able to, I suppose, keep up, if you like, with our closest neighbours, the Americans, with the paces. And, like a horse like Sweet Lou, the job that he's done in the US, he's a world-class stallion. These guys, they keep putting these horses down here. It's what we want, isn't it?
Oh, to have access to the best horses off the track from the States all up is amazing. But Diamond Creek, they basically dominated the Breeders' Crown. We've got the Breeders' Crown hat on there. The Captain Crunch horse, Gem Quality, he really went huge in that 2-year-old final. Put Captain Crunch right up there, leaving a horse like that off his first crop. And then Confederate, it was that wet, the track just turned to a bog. And I thought, well, if this boy's going to get beat, it'll be tonight on a track like this. It didn't matter. He is just something else. So to be Diamond Creek through and through by their two of their up and coming early, well, the two early stallions that they started with, and then it's a massive story, Diamond Creek, and they're just so good. The whole team and the people there are so good that they just do everything right, and it's pretty cool that we're able to be involved as we are with them.
Yeah, no, I think it is. I think it's also terrific, this incentive for SBSR, and SBSR continue. Like, I was lucky enough to be down there at the start of the season and see the yearlings, and you can see why the yearlings are raised so well, because the grass is so green, the rolling hills, if you like, and just continues to produce winner after winner. Like you said, there was a couple last night at Menangle.
Yeah, no, the whole SBSR crew's going well. It's really, this sale here is gathering momentum by the day, and we're all looking forward to getting up there and getting it done.
Yep, as I said, it is February 20 and 21 is the sale days. We want people there on the 19th. Of course, the NZB sales start on the 18th. That's on the North Island at Carats, but then everything moves south. Inspection day on the 19th, and then you've got sales on the 20 and 21 for people to be there. And we want to make sure everyone is aware of those. The SBSR logo's above your head, John, but it's also will be on the catalogue. You'll see horses that are SBSR written after them, and they're the ones you want to buy if you want to be eligible for this. These diamonds.
Yep. That's the shot. That's what it's all about. If we can steer the buyers towards the Diamond Creek Stallions and the SBSR horses, we're all better for it.
Yep, no, absolutely. How did you find your trip, John, when you're up there?
Oh, people have said what's the highlight, and I thought basically every day. We did all sorts of things that weren't on the itinerary that cropped up, which was pretty cool to get to see the Jayco factory that produces those RVs, great big things that people hire a big Arctic to cart from one area to the other to live in their lifetimes, and then we got to see horses on the planet, like introduced the Bulldog Hanover and Confederate at the races there. Yeah, just awesome. And the sales that we went to, Lexington's been on my bucket list for a long time, and managed to do Lexington, and to see the first crop of Tall Dark Strangers sell was pretty special. Those horses just were really good, and it was good to catch up on some of the people that we'd met on our previous trip, and met a lot of new folk as well. But yeah, the whole racing, my mother used to say, it's not just about the horse, it's about the people in the industry, and she's right.
Oh, that's one thing I can attest to too. It's been I love horses. I love promoting harness racing, but when you go where there's people that look after you and are nice to you, it makes the job a lot easier, doesn't it? And that's what harness people are.
No doubt about it. Yeah.
Yeah. I was just looking.
Well, they're caring people for the animal, and they care for each other, so it's good.
Yeah, absolutely. I was just looking then. Arden's Delight went 52.9. And that's interesting enough. That's Rock and Roll Arden, who is a Rock and Roll Hanover horse, and that's that same cross. We're saying with the Rock and Roll Dance, because he's the sire of Rock and Roll Dance. So it has that same sort of cross. But what I was giggling about, John, 8 races, 6 of them won with an NZ moniker after them. The Aussies don't like me pointing this part out, but that's the truth. There was only 2 horses that weren't Kiwi bred, and possibly there was Kiwi horses in that race. But yeah, so the NZ moniker stands the test of time, doesn't it? Especially in the breeding barn on the big stage.
Well, no doubt about it, and we've said for a while down here, one of our slogans was that SBSR is the Kentucky of the Australasia, and I think that's been born through from Cardigan Bay Day.
Yep.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. And then when you see the Hunter Cup and what happens there, and that loyalist, he's a 3/4 brother to Arden Rooney. He won like a good horse last night, and just the list goes on.
Yeah, no, it does indeed. You're looking forward to the sales, John? Yep.
We look forward to that every year. Yeah, it's what we do. It's what we do.
The highs, the lows, the hot, the cold. Do you ever wonder why you put yourself through it sometimes?
You do at times. At the moment, it's been a bit wet here for a couple of days, so all the horses have been in. So once we finish this, I've got to go and put some out in the paddock, and they'll be bucking and booting and flipping around. So you're sort of holding your breath when they come tearing up the gateway. But anyway, they'll be okay.
Yeah,
And we've just got to get up there.
they will indeed. I'm going to throw you under the bus, John. Do you know how many SBSR horses there are in this year's sale?
The exact number, no, but there's about 60 odd.
Yep. That'll.
Yeah. We usually have about 60 to 70. It sort of varies a little bit. But the tour is all underway, and if there's anybody out there that's floating around that's still thinking they should go on the tour, they can either ring Dave Kennedy or myself or Katrina, Mark Smith, anybody that's under SBSR, just give them a ring and we'll see what we can do to get you on it.
Yep, absolutely. Tour dates?
Tour dates are the week before the sale on the Monday the 12th and Tuesday the 13th.
Monday the 12th. Yep, that's right. And I know, like from an NZB point of view, the Canterbury tours start now. The North Island tours are over, but the Canterbury tours, I think, start Monday. I'll put this interview up very shortly, but they start on the Monday as well. So we want everyone to be there. Go to NZB Standardbreds.co.nz for the full roster, and then, as I said, go to the 20 and 21. The Christchurch sales, and look for that SBSR moniker after it. John, thanks for joining me. Well done to SBSR for putting back into the industry, I suppose, a little bit as well, and well done to Diamond Creek and Adam for getting behind it. I think it's important. I think people need to be aware that these guys are putting back into Australasian harness racing, so support their stallions. Always be Mickey, Captain Crunch, Sweet Lou, Down by the Seaside, Better's Wish, Tactical Landing, Creatine. What was the other trotter? I mean, all sorts. I've lost it again. Father Patrick. I got him in the end. And Adam, if I've forgotten any, I've just turned the page off. So I apologise. I got daydreaming and was looking at the results of the horses going through. But I think we've got to say a big thank you to him, because we need this contribution, this international contribution, to keep growing our sport.
Yes, there's no doubt about it. And it's all working very well. The SBSR, best way for people to have a look at the whole draft is to click on the NZB site, put SBSR in, and you get all the SBSR horses crop up. So you can scroll through the whole lot from down here and have a look.
Okay, so when you go into the search, and you can refine your search, if you type SBSR, that'll bring up all the draft.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, mate, for a guy who's not technically savvy, that's pretty smart. That's good. I was impressed with that.
Well, this is the power of having a great committee. We've all got our different strengths, and there's really only me with a weakness on this computer stuff, but we've got all sorts of other strengths, and together it becomes SBSR.
Yeah, well, that's pretty cool. The first one's for Shard Farm. It's an Always Be Mickey. Well, you've got to go down about 6 before you find a horse that's not Diamond Creek side. So there's going to be plenty of choice there for people to be able to try and find a horse. One, find themselves a good horse, but then also a horse that can win the Diamond Creek Classic. $110,000 race with two $5,000 bonuses on top of it. John, thank you very much. Really appreciate your time, mate, on this morning, and good luck to you. I'll see you at the sales. Don't worry about that. I'll be down there, so we'll see you at the sales, and well done to everyone with SBSR, mate.
Oh, no, thanks very much, Paul. It's great to have the exposure through what you're doing, and it's great that you have such a following of people that have the time to look at these things, and knowledge is power at the end of the day, so the more knowledge people can get via your means, the better.
Yep, no, absolutely. John, thank you very much, mate.
Okay, thanks. Bye.